Many rappers are finally reacting to the YSL trial, not trying to put pressure onto Young Thug, but now they're talking, as it all started when the prosecutors nearly made the trial end in a mistrial. It would be reported a sanction in the YSL trial. The judge just struck all testimony from a retired gang officer who said on the stand that a defendant was in and out of jail. He also cannot testify again. You could tell from the DA nearly begging her to reconsider that this is not good for her.
I am finding that this was not intentionally elicited on the part of the state. However, I also am finding that this witness as a law enforcement officer should have known better than to make any mention of it. It is, however, significant that one of the charges against Mr. Kendrick in this indictment is that he is a convicted felon. Were it not for that, I would grant the mistrial motion. But given that the jury already knows that he's been convicted and is a convicted felon anyway, even without this testimony, I don't think that a mistrial is warranted. I am, however, going to give a curative instruction and as a sanction for this having occurred, that's the end of the testimony from this witness. There's going to be no more testimony from him. So,
as this is massive news for Young Thug, a tweet would share, the judge says she would have granted the mistrial, but one of Yak's charges has him already being a convicted felon, so the damage is limited. So she rules a sanction instead, meaning the state is no longer allowed to question their own witness, meaning that this is another witness that can no longer provide evidence against Young Thug and YSL members. This would end up getting the attention of Charleston White. This should have been a mistrial, and he agrees, so he would react sharing that Young Thug is never going to be released if the judge won't even rule a mistrial over a witness doing an illegal action on the stand. He says the officers will always find a way to keep him.
Thug won't out, he ain't even been gone 2 months yet. I'm almost willing to bet. I'm almost willing to bet with any rapper. If they keep Young Thug locked up 6 more months in the conditions he in, he'll tell to get out of jail too. They keep him 6 more months, locked up in them conditions like that there, he'll tell to get out of jail too. Yeah, I tell you ain't never, man, God ain't gonna never let you out of prison. Cause he wasn't talking like another is talking. Yeah, boy, after 30 years, that got that bald spot. He got all them gray whiskers up under his beard. That used to be my color. That light yellow now, because he don't get a lot of sunlight. Yeah.
As also what happened next in the courtroom would also end in a mistrial, but once again, it doesn't, as the prosecutor would bring then Quindarius Zachary to the stand. He would end up opening his statement by hitting on an attractive investigator officer and would even ask her to be the one to supervise him at his hotel tonight. Again, something you typically don't see in a RICO trial.
For you to whichever hotel this is, they end up putting... Can it be what? I don't know whether it's going to be that particular investigator or not. It might be, it might not be. It's not going to be up to me.
The judge does think that it's funny at the beginning, but you can tell that she was starting to get annoyed as Quindarius Zachary kept on trolling. It would be reported, Quindarius says he no longer wants his lawyer because he feels like he is working for them, the state. He said that he doesn't think he needs a lawyer at all, and he'll be back on Monday without one.
You don't want that lawyer anymore. All right, well, let me say this. When you come back on Monday, it may be that you want a lawyer. You don't feel like you need any kind of lawyer whatsoever. So what if things change on Monday? All right.
As this is when the judge would finally have enough of the prosecutor witness, kicking him off of the stand, telling him to get lost. This trial day was a prosecutor witness day. This means the state had to bring witnesses to the stand all day to confirm evidence against Young Thug and YSL. However, the prosecutor didn't have another witness ready, meaning the rest of the 7 hours of the court day was wasted.
One of the things I wanted to inquire of one of our investigators about their efforts to secure one of the witnesses and the difficulty that we have had with respect to that witness. I expect that witness will be coming in. It's the one that we've been discussing, but I think it's pertinent information.
Not right now. And frankly, it doesn't matter if you have a particular witness. What you have been instructed is to have enough witnesses to fill the day. Okay? So if one witness is difficult, then you need to have another one lined up. Let's get the jury, please.
As once again, this should have been a mistrial. The prosecutors aren't even doing their jobs correctly, as now this would get the attention of 4-2 Doug, who would even also confirm it feels like someone is just going after him.
Have you been tapped into the YSL case at all, and how do you think that's been?
I've been trying to watch a little bit.
Do you think it's being mishandled?
I think it should have been dismissed. The shit with the judge that just happened.
That just happened.
Crazy, like trying to send his lawyer to jail. From the outside looking in, it's looking like they got something against him.
As it would then be reported, breaking news, YSL prosecutor Fannie Willis has sent attorney Adam down to the YSL RICO trial to fill in for DA Love's seat as the first chair. As we are now finally seeing DA Love starting to get put back on the afterburner for what she has been doing in this trial by literally not doing anything, as this is coming after reports of the YSL trial being investigated for case corruption and what DA Love said about Young Thug. This will surely result in Young Thug released, as the prosecutor was allegedly claiming that Young Thug does illegal activities to chase money because of the type of person that he is.
What suggests that he is doing anything illegal by chasing that money?
Your Honor.
Isn't that what pretty much all of us who aren't independently wealthy have to do every day of our lives?
Your Honor, I'm not saying that it is with certainty that this is what he is saying. What I'm saying is that it is evidence that tends to, or that has a tendency to make a portion of our assertions or our allegations in the indictment true to the extent that it is relevant that he made or said that, made that statement on that posting. He is representing YSL. He is.
I mean, obviously, you know, it's all over his body, but how is the post, the language representing YSL?
As even the judge said, what suggests that he's doing anything illegal by chasing that money? Isn't that something that we all do? As DA Love throughout the argument was hinting towards the type of man that Young Thug is, chases money in an illegal way. A lot of people online looked at it as Young Thug's color of skin and who that he allegedly hangs around with. One commentator even said, if Young Thug was white, I bet no one in the law system would accuse him of chasing money by doing something illegal. This is when Young Thug's lawyer would then do something amazing in the courtroom. They've been holding this evidence in their back pocket for quite some time, as it would be reported, gang member on wiretap complaining that Young Thug is the richest man in Atlanta, Georgia, but he refuses to put any money back into the street, confirming that Young Thug does chase money the legal way, but he also does it the right way, not by making money in the right way and putting it back into illegal situations.
We was just talking about goddamn, we was just really, we was just really talking about Spider, like, how Charlotte got all these goddamn paper, but really letting these folks really just get the really ups on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way, bro. Like just being real, bro, ain't no young his age. Charlotte the richest young in Atlanta, Georgia, bro. Ain't having more money than Charlotte, bro. Yeah. Nah, he age, no. Like, come on, bro. Ain't having that much more money than Charlotte, bro. Charlotte supposed to be having shit. Charlotte supposed to be clean shit up, bro. Like, no, man, Charlotte supposed to be clean shit up, bro.
But, like, you just look, just see how it is now. Like, and they got some corny him, bro. When we was around him, bro, like, you know, we still gonna do, you know what I'm saying? We still gonna do it anyway, but, like,
yeah.
You feel me? Like, man, damn.
Shit ain't right, though.
This only strengthens Young Thug's chances of receiving a bond release or even a mistrial. The jury's also looking at Young Thug in a much better light than they have been. But to understand Thug's release date, you first need to understand the latest outburst by the judge in the case. As it would be reported, the judge went off on prosecutor Love, saying, "It is baffling to me that someone with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to seemingly purposely hide the ball for as long as you possibly possibly can. And I really don't want to believe that it is that purposeful, unless it is that you are so unorganized that you are throwing the case together as you try it, leading into the judge leaving the bench to go take a deep breath.
I mean, I can't figure out what it is. If it's disingenuous, if it is that, I mean, I don't want to, the prosecutor standing in front of me right now, so I'm not going to say the possible things that it could be, but it is baffling to me that somebody with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to seemingly purposefully hide the ball to the extent you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. And I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful, but honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it.
As the judge is finally calling out Prosecutor Love for not understanding her job. Her job description is to display evidence against Young Thug, bring witnesses to the stand to confirm the evidence. It is that simple. But the judge would confirm the jury's honestly lost because how bad Miss Love has been.
A, if it can't be deciphered, then I don't think we need to hear it 3 times. It's indecipherable. But B, Miss Love just asked Investigator Gaither and she said she understood it. It was clear. So I don't know why we're rehashing it.
It's not really whether Miss Sergeant Gaither can understand it or not. I mean, the evidence is being presented so that the jury can absorb it. And I don't know whether the jury can understand what's being said on it or not. Can y'all understand what's being said? Some of them can, some of them can't.
As the judge has been a lot angrier than usual for the last few days, and there is one specific reason for it. Reports are sharing the YSL trial being investigated by state officials for possible case corruption. As it would be reported, watch the judge open her mouth here. Is she signaling DA Love to make an objection? Because then she leads Love to keep on going until she gets the objection right. What exactly is going on in Fulton County, and is this what our systems come to?
Do you appreciate that sitting here today, your lies have caused Yak tremendous amounts of problems?
Objection, improper. Vague, speculation, relevance.
Sustained.
As there's been a conspiracy that ever since this judge entered the case, it almost seems like every day she is helping out the prosecutor and not being fair at all, as what happened next almost confirmed it. A tweet would share, so it's okay for Adrian Love to show images to the jury underhandedly. As you can see, the judge is looking at Prosecutor Love, who is holding a piece of paper of evidence, showing it to the jury clear as day. She even holds it there for an extra few seconds. This evidence, mind you, was later denied to ever be shown to the jury, but they already saw it illegally because of DA Love doing really bad sneaky tactics. This is when Young Thug's lawyers finally had enough, as one of Thug's lawyers would go to the stand to make a complaint against Miss Love, but Miss Love would end up starting to troll him by objecting every word he said.
Your Honor, objection.
Do you view that as a benefit?
Hang on.
Okay,
hang
I'm
on.
asking him if he views
I know,
that as
and
a
there's an
benefit.
objection on the floor which I haven't been able to hear yet. So wait and let me hear
My
it.
apologies, Your Honor.
So objection as to misrepresentation, vagueness, when the question is, do you think it's a benefit to you?
Which then resulted in one of the funniest moments in the YSL trial. The judge got so annoyed moments later of having to help out Prosecutor Love that Prosecutor Love would get yelled at by the judge after she made her 15th objection within a half hour.
But Miss Love, your objection was sustained. So that's really all there is to it.
Your Honor, I think the main thing to it is that Mr. Sharp he talked.
Miss Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody else has.